Hi, I'm Melissa Tarian, a retreat designer for female coaches. And today, I want to talk about why your retreat should be designed around your methodology. Your retreat should feel inseparable from your brand. It should be an extension of your coaching, right? Activities that you add into the retreat should reinforce your framework. So you can include your passions to make it even more personal and fun. But if it's not your thing, even if it's a potential area of personal growth, don't add it into your retreat. People will know. If painting isn't your thing, and you start painting and go, oh well, I'm such a crap painter. I can't do this. Look at this. What on earth is that? Maybe not. It doesn't show your best side. So let's not include it in your retreat. But if you want to do it in your personal life, might be a good area as in terms of personal growth. Now, painting, for example, is a good activity to talk about because it is very versatile and it can technically adapt to whatever you're teaching. Right? There's a guy who used it to help teens open up, right? And he had them paint, and they would paint all their frustrations, their fears, and everything like that. And then here's the kicker: no judgment. Because we often judge, we want to look to see if it's okay, if it's right? And so you need to make sure that not only does the activity match what you're doing in the retreat, you need to guide that activity to where you want your clients to go. Now, another reason why your retreat should be built around your methodology is that consistency creates trust. Now, you don't want to show up like you have multiple personalities, And before some of you go on like a crusade here, I actually did have a friend who had multiple personality disorder. But the reason I use this as an example is because sometimes we have a lot of different sides of ourselves. And instead of integrating it and showing up as a whole person, we try to keep these parts of our lives compartmentalized. But unfortunately, this creates a lack of trust, because suddenly you're this person and suddenly you're this person, when in fact this was you all along. So you need to make sure that that shines through, so they're not suddenly hit with something unexpected. So to borrow Lee Jane Woodgate's words, consistency is sexy, not boring. That's what makes or breaks our relationships and why we often date the wrong guys. So, wish I knew that earlier. Now, another reason why your retreat should be designed around your methodology is because participants experience your work more deeply, right? Let's just say there's dipping your toes in the pool and actually immersing yourself in it, right? It's completely different. And as a result, integration becomes easier. They experience your coaching on a whole new level, even after they've left the retreat. And let's say they've signed up for a long-term program. The coaching that they'll experience now that they've met you, now that they've had this experience with you, is going to be on a completely different level. So that's it for today. And if you want to know what this would look like for you and your business, send me a direct message and let's have a chat. Bye for now.